Hi crafters, this is Nye here. So today what we are going to do is we are going to assemble our 3D Thanksgiving turkey leg box. I'm going to be using my art glitter glue for all of my gluing, and as you can see, I've got all of my pieces cut out here. Now, when we were cutting the file, there were some of the pieces that are going to have the score lines on them. And we're going to take a closer look right now at those score lines. So two of these side pieces here that are in your darker brown, they are going to have a star on them. So both pieces will have a star, so 2 stars here. And these star pieces are going to match with the leg bone that also has a star scored onto it, okay? So we're gonna put those two together. And then the other 2 side pieces, they don't have any star or any marker scored onto them, and neither does the other leg bone piece, okay? And those 2 are gonna go together. All right, so, and then we've got our 2 funny label pieces with our wording, and then we've got these 2 pieces as well, because when you have the turkey leg bone, it's got almost like 2 parts to it, the bone part and then the part where the meat is. And so this darker brown is also going to represent the meat part. All right, so let's get started with assembling. So we're going to start with the score part first that has the star on it, the star marker. Okay, and you're going to see that we've got 2 side pieces. We're going to start with this smaller side piece first, and this smaller side piece is going to kind of create this bottom part here of the box, okay? So what we're going to do is look for those score lines, and we're going to fold right on all of those score lines here. All right, so this is a great time if you want to use your bone folder. You can also use that as well. And then just fold on the score line and then use your bone folder to just kind of press it down to make sure that that score line is crisp and sharp here. All right. So these last 2 side pieces here, I can just use my hands for. Okay, so I've got like the folding part here, and now we've got the side pieces or the tabs. And what you want to do again is just fold right on those score lines. And again, if you want to, you can go ahead and use your bone folder to make sure that these are perfect there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to get ready to add them, or add this piece. So you can see that it's got like a line here, and then it's going to make a right angle and then go down. And then we've got a bottom piece here, and then it's going to make another right angle and go up and then finish here. That's what this smaller side piece is going to fit here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add glue along this part here and then this long piece down. So let me grab my glue and let's do that first. And of course, as always, my glue is going to be clogged and it's not going to want to work because I'm making a video. It never does it when I'm just crafting by myself. All right, but it always does it when I make a video. Okay, so take 2, here we go. All right, so I'm gonna add a little bead of glue right along here and then down to where that star is. Then I'm gonna take my side piece and I have this extra tab that doesn't have a folded piece there, and I'm going to fold it like this so that way this part kind of sticks out and then it goes down. And then I'm going to place it exactly where I just added that bead of glue. And you can also see that I'm using those tabs now to connect my paper together. All right. And then once you have that down, then what we're going to do is add another bead of glue right along the bottom. And if you want, you can also go right up the side as well. So I'm kind of using a lot here, and that's okay. And then I'm going to lift this part up and then press it down. All right, so you want to make sure that you are maintaining that 90-degree angle also. I'm folding this one out there just a bit. And you want to also make sure that you are adding it right on that score line as well, okay? If it's a little off, then it's okay because sorry, I got distracted there. It's okay if it's a little bit off because this one is going to be the outer box, or the lid part, I should say. And then we're going to add just this last bit right here on this other part of the line. All right. And then just press that part down as well. Okay. All right. So now we are good to go. Okay. So now we've got the longer side piece that also has the star. And what we're going to do is, again, just fold right on those tabs. You'll notice that this one doesn't have any score lines along the length of this like longer rectangle here. And all we're going to do is just fold along these tabs. And once you have them all folded, I'm just going to use my thumb, or if you want, oh, I don't have one of my larger glue sticks here. You could use a large glue stick. Let's see. All right, here we go. You could use a large glue stick like this, and you could just roll it in there to just kind of break up the fibers, and you can see like it automatically just bent that paper there. And what we're trying to do is just kind of create that curve, okay? And now what we're ready to do is we're ready to glue this here. Okay, so we've got our two little tabs on the piece that we just glued down to the leg bone. And so I'm gonna add glue right along that tab there. And then I'm gonna add a little bit right along the edge here. So I'm adding I'm going out quite a bit. I'm just adding a good bit of glue there as well. I'm going to connect these two pieces together right at that tab. And then I'm going to press the paper right along the edge. And this is where you want to go all the way out to the edge of the paper. So you can see it right here. I'm going to go all the way out to the edge of the paper there, okay? And then once you have it, add a little bit more glue and just keep working your way all the way around. And it's okay to be generous with your glue here because you want to make sure that it sticks. And if anything seeps out, hopefully you're using like the art glitter glue like I am, and it's going to dry clear, so you don't really have anything to worry about with, you know, kind of like a glue mark of being visible. All right. And once you have it, that part, oh, it does have glue. All right. So sometimes too, what you might need to do is just kind of give it a second or two to dry before you move on to the next one. And that's okay. And then we're going to continue to add the glue all the way around. And then we're going to come back to this other tab right here. And we're going to add glue to that side of the tab also. All right. Okay, and then once you get towards the end where that tab is, just make sure that you're getting all of the pieces down onto the bone itself and then connect the two pieces. All right. And there you go. And I'm going to push this one in just a little bit more here at the bottom, so that way it's not sticking out. And that looks good. And so it's kind of sealed, and so you can see it already, right? It's taking shape. This is going to be our lid one. Okay. All right. So now we're going to do the same thing for the other piece, okay? So we're going to use the other three pieces. We're going to do the exact same thing. But what you'll notice though with this one is that you can see the score line along here on the bone itself, okay? What we need to do with that bigger piece is make sure that, again, that edge is right along the inside of the score line, okay? You don't want to make sure that you're going all the way out to the edge of the paper. You really want to make sure you're sticking here to the inside of the score line, okay? Otherwise, if you go to the edge, you'll run out of paper and it won't create a box where it seals together. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna speed up the video. I'm gonna do the exact same steps here, folding right along these score lines, folding this one along the score lines, and I'm gonna glue everything down right the same way, okay? Okay, so once you have it all glued down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this paper towel. I'm just going to wipe away some of the excess glue that I have here seeping through. And I'm going to do that because I know that when I go to stick the lid on, it's going to actually end up trying to get stuck there. All right, and okay. Okay. So then once you have it, what you can do is now just put the two together, all right? And so you can see it right there. Looks pretty cool, right? And then we are ready now to add kind of like that meat part of the bone here. And so all I'm doing is adding glue now to the back of this. And then just pressing it down, lining it up and kind of pressing it down right there. And then I'm going to do the same thing now to the other side. And just adding glue to the back as well. And that looks great. Okay. And once you have that done, now we can add our wording, kind of like our turkey wording here. And I left this one, I didn't kind of build it into the box because I wasn't sure if you guys were going to want it or not, but I just thought it added something a little bit extra to it. If you want, you could personalize yours, and instead of using this, you could make a name and then just add a name to it and kind of use it as maybe like a place setting for Thanksgiving. I don't know, or like some kind of fun little favor. I'm just thinking right now, it actually kind of looks like I see the shape of a fish as well. So that's kind of different. But if you want to, like I said, you could add a name, or you could use this, or you could use something else. It's really up to you what you want to use. And all I'm going to do though is I'm just going to layer this on top of itself by just adding glue to the back here, just like I did with the other parts, and then just kind of sandwiching it together. And then I've got a little bit sticking out right here, a little bit of glue seeping through. And then I'm going to add some glue again to the back of this. And then this one is perfectly sized, so it kind of just fits right in here on the leg. So you can add it right there, and then there you go. And so you have a fun little box that you can add some trinkets to, or something fun. I'm just now thinking, do I want to add another little insert here? I don't know if I will or not. Oh, so that way you don't see all of this. I think I'm going to. So you're probably going to find an extra piece here in the file that's going to have something that kind of looks like this, almost like a little paddle. And you're gonna add that insert right here. And all that's gonna do is just kind of hide it. So I might go design that and cut it out and then continue the video here in just a moment, all right? Okay, so hang tight. Okay, so I'm back. I did a quick cut in just creating like this insert part for it. So we've got these 2 extra pieces that you'll see in the file, but you won't know that they're extra until you hear the video. But what we're going to do now is we're just going to take them, and you want the smaller of the 2. So when you line them up like this and you stack them on top of each other, you're gonna see that one's bigger and then one's smaller. The smaller one is gonna be the one that goes inside of the inside part of the turkey leg box here. And what we're going to do is we're just gonna add some glue now to the back. And I'm adding a lot. All right, and then all we're gonna do is just kind of press it down inside there. Just kind of go all the way around. It's gonna be a nice snug fit because we're just covering up all of those score tabs. And see, I can already tell this looks so much better, right? So when you open it up, you're not seeing like all of this ugliness. I should just remember to do that when I'm designing my boxes from now on, because this just looks so much neater and prettier. All right, and so we're gonna do the same thing now with the lid. You know, just kind of check it out. You know, get an orientation to make sure like it fits nice. And, okay, there we go. And so I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm just gonna add some glue now to the back. That was a lot again. Okay, and then we're just gonna press it down there. And so voila, you can see it just looks so much nicer, right? I know you guys are gonna agree. Okay, all right, so there we go. So once you have it, it looks great. And then you can just fit it again right together and it's perfect. So cool, so cute. And then you can fill it with whatever it is you want. You know, it would be really cool like if you wanted to cut little strips of paper or little notes and just put thoughts of gratitude on there, you know, if you were giving it to someone and how you're thankful for them. Anyway, it's just a little fun random thought I had. But I hope you guys enjoy this craft. I hope you enjoy crafting your own turkey leg box. Please be sure to like this video, come and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done that. And I hope you have a wonderful time crafting. All right, take care. Bye.